Everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time to get started on the second to last tier of the Gunduloo tribe quests. This will also contain the last few new dailies for the Gunduloo, as the last tier of the Gunduloo society quest does not add any new actual new dailies. In fact, that is kind of the new pattern from here on. There's going to be new dailies with each new tier of each society quest line, but then the very last tier, not gonna add any new quests. So that last tier is gonna be our time to do catch up, clean up, whatever. Hello, Vanu. We have 3 quests to begin with today out of the 4 new ones available for this tier. Starting with Dance Commander. Vanu is practicing his moves. Hup, hup, hup. Oh, Satora! Vanu embarrasses himself. He does not realize Netherling watches him like this. We must all perfect mighty Sundrop dance. An ideal dance requires good rhythm. We practice daily, but Vanu's responsibilities grow and grow, like weeds upon untended field. With no time to practice, Vanu berates me, says my timing is poor. He berates us all, but Satora performs Sundrop dance as skillfully as our fiercest warriors. Better even than Vanu. Please help us. Speak to Vanu and see what can be done. A training session it is, then. Sounds like a plan. Arrival of Satora was welcome as cool breeze on hot summer afternoon. Netherling offers to help Gunduloo yet again, an offer most welcome. To demonstrate power, we perform Sundrop dance. We let Vundu see that we are forced to be reckoned with. But lately dances lack strength, lack coordination, lack power. Gunduloo nestlings lose hearts. But if they see Netherling perform Sundrop dance with spirit and fervor, they are inspired to greatness. Find nestlings stationed at Hanger's Crucible and show them all marvelous Sundrop dance. Inspire them! So yeah, this tier of quests is going to be all about... It's going to be all about getting the Gunduloo, and probably the Zundu as well, inspired and ready to go in our inevitable fight against the Vundu. If we can scare off the Vundu, show them that we are a force to be reckoned with more than we actually are, then we're not going to have to worry about fighting them. And that would be a wonderful win. Oh, so, recently, you may have noticed, especially during patch 3.1, I've been having some issues with dropped frames. It's been getting really annoying. I've tried a few different things to fix it. And I'm pretty sure my ideas for why I'm having issues are sound. I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. But I'm still having issues. I've been improving it, but it has not yet fully resolved. I have made one more attempt today to try and fix things. Today is the day after Void Arc Mine, and I've got a bunch of monitors, so many monitors set up to keep an eye on all of my hardware, so if things go wrong again, I can immediately check and see if my hunches are correct. But I made some pretty significant improvements today that should hopefully fix the issue, hopefully for good. But if the issue comes up again, I'm ready. I'm ready to at least see if my hunches are correct. Hello, Gunduloo youth. Like this? No, like this. That is not it either. Why must Sundrop dance be so difficult? That is exactly why it's so intimidating, because it is difficult and is done in unison. Like rays of sun illuminating islands at dawn, Netherling's energy shines strong and clear. I think I have it. I think I understand the dance. I make new start at new practice place. Alright, here's hoping that worked out for you. Sounds like it did, but we have 3 more that we need to inspire. Left wing up. Right wing down. Motion is easy, but how can dance have power? How can I give dance spirit? Like this. Yes, yes, Netherling's dance wells with power and spirit. I follow your example and shall become inspiration to Gundu. Alright, that's 2 down. Next one's gonna be on the edge of this platform. Stupid. Sundrop dance. I never want to practice it again. Not going well, I see. Netherling's dance is powerful and beautiful, like tornado on evening horizon. If I dance like this, girls of Gunduloo cannot hold themselves back. I suppose a haka could be used for a mating dance. That is fair. But I don't think that's what we're practicing for right now. That is not the... Okay. I suppose that is also a fair priority. It's just not the urgent one we're trying to get ready for. And last one's gonna be down here, on the edge of this platform. Hiya! No, how can I practice Sundrop dance when I cannot remember moves? If only I have example to follow. Here you go, an example right here behind you. This dance, it is perfect. Netherling's moves are smooth and certain, like flowing water. I am inspired. I too shall perfect Sundrop dance and strike fear into hearts of savage Vundu. It does feel a little weird that we're teaching them how to do their own culture's dance. We were invited to participate in their culture, and they see us as doing it well enough that we can help their youth. I suppose it is fair, it just feels a little weird. Alright, returning to the island. I come with good news, Vanu. The youth are very inspired. Enthusiasm of Satora inspires and motivates nestlings of Gunduloo. They practice Sundrop dance with newfound zeal. Satora has Vanu's gratitude. We do not have as many warriors as Vundu. We cannot afford to fight directly. But if all Gundu warriors perform Sundrop dance with same ardor as Netherling, no tribe dares challenge us. Let's hope that it works. Next up, Vanu. You've got for me Electric Gunduloo. Vanu would have you assist his tribesmen. Greetings, Satora. Vanu searches for you. No doubt he wishes to ask Netherling's help. Please seek Vanu and find out what he wants. I can do that. Alright, what's up, Linu? How fortunate. Just as Vanu seeks Satora, she arrives. I wish to borrow skills of Netherling that perfected the mighty Sundrop dance. We hear rumors that the Vundu train powerful warriors whose command of Sundrop dance rivals even our greatest dancers. This must not be. With the menace, this menace must be stopped before it grows too strong. Please seek out Vundu dancers and show them full glory of Gundu Sundrop dance. Make them no folly of daring to eclipse us. We're basically just gonna intimidate them early into giving up. Keep them down while we catch up. Sounds good. Now arriving at Vundu Mak at the Hall of the Fallen Plume. Where are these dancers we need to intimidate? They've got to be somewhere around here. We know they're here. Though I am not actually spotting them. Okay. As always, we gotta search around the edges. Here we go. This is Vundu land. Be gone. Netherling like you has no right to stand before mighty Vundu Sundrop dancer. Yeah, I do. I'm better than you. What? Mere Netherling masters Sundrop dance? Her piercing gaze sharper than claws of fierce Hisanzu. Her commanding presence overpowering like devastating gale. I can stand it no longer. Alright, first one down. Should be one more in this area. I'm gonna guess on the southwest end of the circle, but we'll search around and see. Oh, you know what? Probably gonna be right in this area. Did I pass them? See them, so let's continue circling around this outer ring. No luck. There you are. Geometry fact. 3 points define a circle. 2 points also defines a pretty decent circle, but not a unique one. But if you have 3 points, you have a uniquely defined circle. So if you're looking for 3 items within one circle, 2 items within one circle search around the edges. 3 items within one circle, I think still along the edges, you'd have you can uniquely define a circle with those points around the edges. Any more than that, there's something probably going to be in the middle of the circle. Such masterful dancing! I cannot believe it! Its power washes over me like endless torrents from vast waterfall. I cannot suffer this to be. Rage wells within me like great blazing furnace. Wait here, Netherling. I return with the most monstrous weapons I own and destroy you. Well, that didn't go quite so well, but sure, we can fight. Taste my drill to the face. Well, it may not have been the plan, but it did take down their numbers by 1, which is helpful. Here's hoping that that doesn't backfire on us, though the retaliation is already on the way, so... Alright, last stop is up here. Let's go for the middle. Okay, this is a small circle. It should be easy to spot. Where are you? There you are. But Netherlings cannot perform so flawless a dance. It is not possible. Her style is impetuous. Her defense is impregnable. I must retreat. And they've been dealt with. Let's get back to Okundunaki. Vanu, I return with good news. I killed one. Word spreads fast, Satora. Faster than herd of frightened Dommels. Vanu hears of Netherling's victory over Vundu's savages. Through Netherling's unrivaled power, Vundu's threat is quashed before it can cause us real problems. You have Vanu's thanks, Satora, and thanks of whole Gundu tribe. Vanu fears even he might not stand up to Netherling's fearsome Sundrop dance. He must practice dancing himself, he thinks. Well, I don't want to upstage you. I'm just here to help how I can. Alright, last one before the daily reset. Vanish Vile Vundu. Vanu is lost in a sea of troubles. Danger of Vundu attack looms always, Satora. Threat hangs about Gundu like dark mist around tall, majestic mountain. We need Netherling's help. Please speak with Vanu and lend him your strength for protecting our people from attacks. Alright, we are literally under attack. Let's deal with it then. Vicious Vundu savage, threatening our hunters, chasing us from our land. Please, Satora, show this thug what it means to be driven from his own home. Vanu awaits with Sanua, eager to help strike back against Vundu aggressions. Mount it and use its buffet to drive away the Vundu brute. That works indeed. let's go hop on a Sanua and get to work. So Satori is here for Sanua to exact revenge on Vundu. Here, Netherling, take Okunudaki's fastest and strongest Sanua. Bringing out the big ones! Alright, we are making our way pretty close to their territory, it looks like, right on the entrance to their home. Here we are, deep into Vundu territory, right on the outskirts of their home. Get out of here. Bah! Netherling dares interrupt my display. I am not stopped so easily. Yeah? You think you're a big shot, huh? Think you're not gonna be stopped? I will hunt you down till you give up. Gah! I am no pathetic nestling. I do not surrender and face a mere breeze. Sanua buffet against Sundrop dance is like shooting arrows at lightning bolt. And yet off you run! Let's demoralize him. Let's absolutely break his spirit. Let's track him down and just ruin his day. Oh, hello, Squonk. What are you doing here? Hey, so you think the buffet's no big deal, huh? I must get out. I must get right out of here. Ooh, oh, I wanted to go one more time and just completely break him. But fine, I guess he's out of here. Let's get back to Linu Vanu. Alright, Linu Vanu, we return. We have completely and thoroughly demoralized this one particular Vundu. On wings of victory, Satora returns. Even most stubborn Vundu oaf cannot stand for long against full force of Sanua's buffet. Now our hunters may keep eyes on prey and not peering over shoulder in fear of Vundu. And of course they should practice Sundrop dance, if they learn from your example. One day they display dance so overwhelming that even mightiest Vundu warrior flees like nestling before enraged Anzu. Alright. I'll be back after a few daily resets to take on the very last of the daily quests for the Gundu tribe. And then we'll take on the advancement quest for this tier. I'll be back. Alright, I am back, and good news! The absolute last of the Vanu dailies is finally here. Wildwort and Sundrop. Muna Vanu has a message to pass on to us. Satora, Linu Vanu leaves words that he wishes to speak with you. He seems worried. Please speak with him when you can spare time to aid our tribe once more. Alright, Linu Vanu, what do you have for us for the last of the new Vanu dailies in the game? Oh, Satora, dependable as always, you have come to hear my plea. Yesterday, Linu Vanu releases Galacat Disguise to divine omens and peer into Gundu's future. But Galacat lurches and falls from sky like great Galacat-shaped stone. Portent is real and clear as morning sky. Gundu ancestors, great heroes all, look down in shame and fury at tribe's lack of devotion. We must appease honored warriors of Gundu legend. We must calm their rage. Please make offering before great Gundu totems at ruins of old village. Place Weeping Wildwort before totem and perform Sundrop dance, that ancestors may smile upon us once more. Weeping Wildwort hangs head in shame just as Gundu do. It shows tribe's penitence for our neglect. Gather these flowers at the cromlech, place them before Gundu totem, and rouse ancestors from slumber with passionate Sundrop dance. Alright, that is a very bad portent indeed, oh no. Alright, then let's go over to the cromlech, way up here, and go gather some Weeping Wildworts. Divination rituals are interesting. I'm curious. I would be curious to study historical divination rituals and present divination rituals. See what basis, if any, they have in reality. Not to say that you can literally release a flying animal like a bird into the air and It will literally predict the future. But I imagine there is some... I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. That's not something I believe, but... I can definitely imagine there being some correlation between, like... Maybe you release a bird into the air and it catches a wind pattern in a particular way. And that causes... and maybe it follows the wind pattern, and that can give you information about the current climate in upper atmospheres, in the upper atmosphere, and that can tell you how the weather's going to be, and that can give you a forecast for, like, crops or whatnot. I can see there being something like that, which would, in a sense, be an actual divination. It's just not in the direct, like, magical way that you would think. I don't know. I don't share the same beliefs, but I am curious about them, because I'm sure there is some basis in the same reality I believe in. I just find it interesting. Alright, let's set down this Weeping Wildwort. And let's perform the Sundrop dance. And back we go. To give an example of a, I suppose, divination ritual that I actually do use, tarot cards. They're fun. I don't believe they literally predict the future. I believe they are a tool for introspection, and the randomness of which cards you draw can help you introspect in different ways, which can help lead to new insights on whatever situation by just giving you a different perspective to look through because each of the cards is assigned a meaning. I think that is a valuable thing that you can make use of. Even if it's not literally telling the future, it still has practical, real value. Anyways, I will meet you back at the island. Now arriving back at Gunduloo. Hello, Vanu. I perform your ritual. I have offered the Weeping Wildwort and performed the dance. Many thanks, Satora. Your offering calms fiery heart of mighty Gundu forebears. But after that netherling leaves, Vanu thinks further on topic of Galicat. Come to think of it, strong smell of Cloudcrawler surrounds Galicat. Perhaps it does not bring dark omens, but it's merely drunk on Cloudcrawler. That is a possibility! That is certainly a possibility. But yeah, obviously not to say, like, any of these rituals are not real or, like, based in some real world, some aspect of the real world. I believe they are, I just don't believe they are a direct thing. Necessarily. But just because I don't believe it doesn't mean it's not real. Alright then, I'll be back in about 4 days, I think, once I have got my reputation up enough, and we will move on to the next tier of the Gundu tribe. Alright, we are back, and it is finally time to do the next advancement quest for the Gundu tribe. Linuvali is ready to face the Vundu, but first would ask one more favor of an old friend. Satora! Scout spot Vundu marching towards Zundu. The time has come to stand against them. But before we depart to confront the Vundu, Linu has one last request of Satora. Go to the Gundu totem pole and offer your Sundrop dance. Gundu builds totem pole to show reverence towards ancestors. If Satora offers her dance, they may grant us strength for the ordeal ahead. Go and present your mightiest Sundrop dance. Alright, the Vundu are making their move. Let's get ready. Show the ancestors our willingness to fight? The earth quakes and the trees rustle before our Sundrop dance. The Gundu ancestors look favorably on our display and grant our allies strength. Good to hear. Alright, are we ready to set out? Take on the Vundu? Thank you, Satora. The Gundu ancestors see fit to grant us our blessing, and impart their bravery and ferocity. Like the morning sun rising boldly over the mountaintops, we set out with confidence in our victory. Satara, Lena thanks you once again. Lena treasures all of that she does for Gunduloo. Alas, this struggle is between Vanu and Vanu alone. There is no telling when it ends or how violent it becomes. Lena insists too much on Satara already and cannot ask her to risk life and limb. Today, only Vanu will set foot on the field of battle. Satara, go to Zundu and tell Chief Sonu that our preparations are complete. Then await there for our victorious return. Alright. I will wish you the best of luck. This is indeed your fight. If you were willing to invite me, I would be more than happy to join you, but it is your fight. I will not step in unless asked. Alright. Chief, the Gundu are ready to march. So the Gundu stand ready. As to the Zundu, we are ready to face our fates. Netheling, often do we rely on your support, and Sonu would make one last request of you. Watch over our battle with the Vundu. If the Vundu stand unmoving against our dance, and we must resort to blades and talons, our tribes may not survive the day. If this happens, Sonu asks Netheling to remember tale of our last stand. Pass it down so none forget our valor. This task I entrust you with. And now the time to depart has come. Sonu will leave with the rest of his tribe and to meet the Vundu to the northeast. Go there, Netheling, and wait. That is a heavy responsibility. But yes, I will be there. I will keep watch. And if it goes poorly, I'll make sure people know of how brave you were to stand up to the Vundu. Here we go. A nice spot out of the way with a clear view of what's going to happen. Let's do this. Zundu dare to leave safety of village? Surrender the Gundu rebels now, and perhaps Vundu only demand triple tribute for next 10 moons. Vanu's children are as foolish as him. Very well, before sharing your father's fate, bask in the fury of true warriors. Focus! Do not let the Vundu intimidate you! Dance as one! Heaven, earth, cower before us! Scatter to the winds! Do not falter! Back into formation! Dance! Satora! No! Battle is between Vanu! I agree. No, no, we should not be stepping in here. We were told not to. Netheling, today you answer for your affront to the whites. Such might from a Netheling? Zundu, Gundu, join with Netheling, make her strength yours. They dance with one heart, as one Sundrop. Impossible! Retreat! The White have mercy! The sun shines down on our victory today. Netheling, Gundu, and Zundu dance as one, and the Vundu flee before us. Remember the sight of Chief Honu running in fear. Remember his frightened yelp, like hatchling crying for its mother. Vundu bluster and bellow, but their courage wilts before our dance. Once again, Satora, our tribe owes you debt of gratitude deeper than Cloud Sea. Gundu welcome you always. From this day, Vundu think twice before threatening our tribes. Gundu are finally free to rebuild. Now the time for celebration has come. At Al Gundunaki, we feast. And that is the end of the primary Gundu storyline. As a symbol of the Zundu solidarity with the Gundu, the Zundu have sent a totem pole illustrating the Zundu's history. Additionally, several Vanu have fled from the Vundu and taken up residence at Gundunaki. We have achieved Sworn Reputation. We now have access to more stuff from the store. Alright, so, the last change to the formula for Society Quest from here on, and there will be one more change in a few expansions, but, the last change for now is that the story for each Society Quest line concludes in the penultimate quest, with the final quest in the Society Quest line being an epilogue. So we still have one more to go. There are no new dailies from this point. There's never a new set of dailies that are introduced after this penultimate quest. Which also means there's no bonus quest that we unlock for the day, for completing all the daily quests. But, yeah, the main story is effectively complete. Now there's just the epilogue. The epilogues vary in length, so I'm going to, as a rule, make the epilogues their own episode. especially since it's going to take a little bit to grind out 1730 reputation. 1730, that is going to be, we can get 150 per day. So that's going to be about 12 days. That's about 2 weeks. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Oh no, that's going to be a while. Yeah, awesome. That'll be a while. In the meantime, unfortunately, this will not be the last time the game pulls the shit of our character steps into another group's culture and does their culture better than them, saving the day for them. Not entirely for them. We helped them get their groove back. We helped them pull themselves together and intimidate the Vundu. But it is not great that we step into another group's culture and then do their culture better than them to save the day. It's not great. This is not the last time that the game does this shit. And they did get rightfully panned for it when it also happened in the main story in a little while. It will be a while before we get there, but they do pull this shit in the main story at one point. Yeah. I think this is the worst example of it. This is the more severe example of it, because here we were explicitly asked not to do that. We were asked not to intervene, and we did anyway, and it worked out in the end, but we were asked not to intervene, and we did anyway, and I don't like that. The ending, I'm glad it's a happy ending for the Gundu and the Zundu. I don't like that we intervene when we were explicitly told not to. When we were explicitly told this is not our fight, this is not our issue to resolve, I don't like it. Now, I do think the writing was intended to be, we've already asked too much of you, we can't ask you to help us with this as well. In which case, it's modesty and pride, and that's what we're saying, what we're overriding. But also, like, the fact that it's also a stepping into another culture kind of taints that. I'm not a fan of it. Let's see. Vanu Whitebone Exchange. We've got some new loot to grab, I believe. Right. Okay, so I have been mistakenly only looking at the Whitebone Exchange. There have been a few new items that have been popping up in the money shop for a little bit. We've got a glamour piece, a shaded visor. Let's take a look at that. Would look better without my glasses. Ooh! I have to imagine that they picked that up from somebody from Garlemald who dropped it last time they came by. But that's a pretty cool... Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up from my glamour dresser. There are minions we can get that I have not noticed because I wasn't looking at the money shop. My bad. We got a wind-up Gundu warrior and a wind-up Zundu warrior. We also now have a Sanua horn as of this tier. A small bone whistle that, when blown, emits a piercing tone that resembles the cry of a Sanua fledgling. New mount for us. Alright, there's our Sanua horn. Here's our minions. Let's check those out in the guide. Here we go. Wind-up Gundu warrior, created by a Gundu shaman using techniques similar to those employed to craft battle totems. This animated doll contains no wheels or gears, but is rather propelled by an ancient Gundu enchantment known only to a handful of village elders. Like Breeze guides leaves to rest, come and lay down your burdens, Netherlings, from Lonu Vanu. And wind-up Zundu warrior. A sign of friendship between the Zundu and Gundu tribes, this animated doll was created using a myriad of sacred items enchanted by an elder shaman. It is unclear how, without clockwork, the warrior can walk on its own, but its maker remains silent on the techniques he employed. Like the most precious of crystals, Gundu culture possesses many facets, from Sonu Vanu. And then taking a look at the mount, the Sanua. Where are you? There you are. Countless turns of the sun did Luna Vanu train this wild Sanua to obey the orders of man, and for many moons did he wait for one he deemed worthy of taking up this noble Cloudkin's reins. Wait, he did, until you arrived. Wild Sanua, fierce as monsoon rains, from Gunu Vanu. Oh, and let's hop on the mount as well to check it out. It's the same mount we've been riding for the society quests. Yeah, it's the same mount we've been riding for the society quests. That's all there is to it. But we finally have one of our very own, which is awesome. Alright, with that, I gotta get to work on grinding out the next reputation tier. In the meantime, next time on Final Fantasy XIV, we have miscellaneous topics. We've got a whole bunch of just miscellaneous things that I have not really found another place for, so we're gonna take care of them all in one place. And we'll be doing that next time. I'll see everyone next time for that.